Let me get on here. Okay, good. I want to make sure I am on the screen. Yes, we are live. So everything should be good to go. We got a handful of stuff to talk about because I am not going to be live in the morning. So I got to get this out of the way because there's a lot to talk about. I mean, we're going to be talking about GTA 6. I'll probably start off with that. And then we're going to jump over and talk about the expensive times in gaming because right about now, it is pretty interesting how prices have just been going up. It is absolutely crazy how prices just been going up, and I don't know, what's going on. A lot of people want to say, um, yeah, we're going to sit here and uh raise prices, knowing that the industry is already what it is, and don't know if it's the tariffs, don't know what's going on, but at the end of the day we are going to do what we do. And there's a lot of people kind of outraged about it, but at the same time, there's some people that are just okay with it and they don't care. I have a little, I have a little take on it. It's a little different, and I want to, give you my thoughts and opinions. Like I said, normally I will go live on Saturday mornings between 9 and 9:30, but I have a family outing that I'm going to. I am going to be going to the other side of the city and hang out with some family, have a little celebration over there, and it's just going to be a great time. And I am definitely looking forward to that because some family are coming in town, and you love to see family members come in and get a chance to talk to them and catch up with them and all the other good stuff. Nevertheless, this is the VF Cast channel. Over here, we talk about gaming and everything under an umbrella. And today we have two topics on deck. We're going to talk about GTA 6. We're also going to talk about the expensive times in gaming because we got a lot of things going on. Microsoft has done their thing and made their console pretty expensive. The games are going to be $80 now. Accessories have gone up, and it is absolutely interesting to see how that goes because I'm looking at this like, what are we doing here? But hey, it is what it is. For me, I'm more a part of the situation. Like you don't have to be subjected to these prices. You don't have to buy these games if they're the price that's just not working out for you. You can be very use your discretion on how to buy any of this stuff because at the end of the day, it's your money, and you should not be trying to go broke to be playing some of this stuff. It's absolutely ridiculous how some people feel like they got to keep up with the Joneses. Some people got to feel like they have to keep up with everything that's going on, and it doesn't have to be that way. I mean, at the end of the day, what you should do, you should find a way to, figure out these prices. I don't want that to go on. You need to figure out these prices and figure out what games you're going to play at what time, what games you're willing to buy at what time. Because you don't have to be subjected to this type of stuff right here. But nevertheless, we're going to look at these prices. But first, I want to talk about GTA 6 being delayed. I'm going to put this up on the screen so we can talk about that. And yeah, so let's see, where are we? Slides, PDF, image file, share screen, share screen. We're going to share the screen. We're going to look at this right here. This is a big deal because even like right now, even CNN is talking about this. It's crazy when CNN is talking about it. So now you got a situation where it is all over the industry about GTA 6. And I can understand why, because GTA 6 is a game that everybody knows about, everybody wants to talk about. It's a game that people are, pretty much, in tune with. This is a game that, that everybody, their mom at least played at least once, or everybody has played at least once online. And this is the game that I don't want it to be that big. Okay, let's see, where are we? Can this thing move? This advertisement? It doesn't matter. The advertisement does not want to move. How do we, is there an X on here? No. All right. So with that being said, let's see. That's probably about the best way to put it. I'm put it right there. So I'm gonna go through this article, give my thoughts and opinions on it. And let's go. It says a 2-minute read. It says Grand Theft Auto 6 delayed to May 2026, extending the wait for Game is most anticipated title. Now I agree, it is the most anticipated title. I mean, this is a game everybody wants. It's probably like the most hyped title. But I will say at the end of the day that I don't know if this game's going to be as good as they're trying to make it out to be. I mean, that's just me. Something about this game is kind of, kind of shaky. Now, if the game is great, that's awesome. I mean, I have no problem, playing the game. I mean, but it's hard to top a GTA 5. It's hard to. And with different developers there, it may be a different story. Now, this is pretty small. Let me see if I can blow this up just a little bit so you guys can see the words. All right, cool. It says Take-Two Interactive on Friday pushed the release of Grand Theft Auto 6 to May 26, 2026, extending the wait for the most highly anticipated title in video game history, sending its shares tumbling 8% in early trading. The title, developed by Rockstar Games, was previously slated for a fall 2025 launch, which I never believed that never was going to be the case. I had a feeling this was going to be delayed. I mean, most of Rockstar stuff gets delayed all the time. I'm not surprised. The franchise is the crown jewel of Take-Two's portfolio, accounting for a significant share of revenue and player engagement, and expectations for the upcoming title have been baked into Wall Street forecasts for months. Fans have been waiting for the game for over a decade, and analysts expect it to be an instant hit. Previous entry, Grand Theft Auto 5, released in 2013, has sold over 200 million copies, making it one of the best-selling video games ever. Yes, it has sold that many. It's been on PS3, been on PS4, been on PS5, been on Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series. It's been on PC. What other? I think that's it. I think it's only been on those consoles, but it's been over like 6 different consoles, and it's been on PC. So yeah, and everybody loves to play this game. So that's that. We fully support Rockstar Games and taking additional time to realize the creative vision for Grand Theft Auto 6, which promises to be a groundbreaking blockbuster entertainment experience. Delays have become commonplace in the modern game development as studios grapple with rising production costs and the growing pressure from players to deliver polished experiences at launch. This right here, the growing pressure from players to deliver polished experience, that's not the complete reason. That's not the reason. That's not one of the reasons. They don't care about the pressure that we put on the developers. They can care less. The problem is game development studios grapple with rising production costs and not able to recruit the money back from production costs. That's the real problem, not the pressure from players. The postponement now pushes GTA 6 out of Take-Two's fiscal 2026 release window and into 2027, which will likely bring down the booking expectations for the next fiscal year. The company's reiterated its expectation for sequential increases in net bookings for fiscal 2026 and 2027. Investors await more details when Take-Two reports its fourth quarter earnings on May 15th. So if you are into stocks or whatever, this may be something you may want to look into, because GTA 6 could make this stock bounce back from the 8% dip. But hey, we never know. Don't take my advice. Despite the delay, Take-Two has several titles lined up for the fiscal year, including Borderlands 4, Mafia: The Old Country, which are also expected to be big launches. I think Borderlands 4 is going to be pretty solid. Mafia: The Old Country is going to be pretty solid as well. So they're not necessarily, missing out. 2026 fiscal year could be pretty good for them if these two games do well. But given that Take-Two reiterated expectations of record level net bookings in both fiscal year 2026 and fiscal year 2027, I think this alleviates some of the potential concerns around sales cannibalization in 2026. Now, that is very true. You don't want GTA 6 to take out Borderlands 4 and Mafia: The Old Country. So that does help a little bit, moving it back to 2027. And to be honest, that's probably one of the reasons why they pushed it back, because they want to build that they want to build that hype, they want to build that demand, they want to build the anticipation. On top of that, they can still sell these other two games and actually basically have their cake and eat it too. They can have both games on deck as far as Borderlands and Mafia, and then they come right back around the next fiscal year with GTA 6. Rockstar Games unveiled the first trailer for GTA 6 in 2023, confirming that the game returned to Vice City, a fictional take on Miami, including Lucia, the franchise's first female lead. The teaser hinted that modern day Bonnie and Clyde duo drew more than 100 million views in 24 hours. The response to the delay was mixed on social media. Some users complained about waiting longer, while others welcome additional polish. I expect this game to still have bugs when it come out. I don't care about, these games company nowadays. They be delaying a bunch of stuff and the game still have problems. Needed for day one patch. Need a patch after the fact, or they figure out, users figure out something else is broken down the line. So if you're looking for a polished experience, keep your expectations kind of tempered. I don't think it's going to be something that's, it's absolutely going to be a flawless game. Most games don't come out like that no more, especially a game this big. The move will also impact a wider industry, as GTA 6 was expected to be a major catalyst for the sector growth at the times when U.S. tariffs have driven up the price of gaming console prices and sparked a pullback in consumer spending. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I firmly believe, now I could be wrong, I don't think the tariffs has anything to do with these game console prices. These console prices and games they've been wanting to go up in price for a long time. And the thing about it is, Xbox is not selling like that. So we're going to get into the gaming stuff, expensive times of gaming shortly. They've been wanting to raise prices on consoles for about maybe 2 years now. They wanted $80 games for a long time. They did not want a situation where these games still be $60, $65. They didn't want a situation where you're selling a $300, $400, $500 console. They want these consoles to be $600, $700, $800 now. That's just the way it is. So, tariffs is a part of some things, but I don't think the tariffs is something where you raise prices on consoles $80. I don't believe that. If anything, you will see something different, especially with a console like Xbox is not selling like that. So they can kind of miss me with the tariff stuff, but tariffs do have an impact on certain things, but I just don't think to this extent. Some of these companies are just greedy, in my opinion. Good evening, Doc Type. How you doing? Hopefully everything is well. I'm trying to get this live out the way because I know I'm not going to be live on tomorrow. So we're going to be here trying to talk a little bit about these games and what my thoughts on the pricing of game. We're going to talk about that shortly. My take on this article is they do not want GTA to interfere with Borderlands and Mafia. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. I think that these delays are par for the course for Grand Theft Auto games. I mean, they just happen. It is what it is. The problem is that this is a good excuse to have Borderlands 4 and Mafia. There's a good excuse to have those to the forefront, let those sell, then double back and bring out GTA 6 in 2027 fiscal year. So that's just how it is. If Borderlands don't sell well, they will still have GTA. Yeah, but I think Borderlands 4 is going to be fine. I mean, Borderlands is a pretty good, solid title. I think they'll sell enough copies for it to be successful. Mafia, Old Country, same thing. These are two games that are pretty decent. Like Rockstar, they rarely have a game that flops. I don't think they really ever have. I think every game they made pretty much made some type of money back. But the problem is when you got other games like Midnight Club, which I think, with the way that the Crew is going right now, the game by Ubisoft, the Crew, you really could use a Midnight Club right now. Bully is another game that you can use right now. So, hell, I'll even go for a Smuggler's Run, a Manhunt, what's the other one? The Warriors. They got a lot of games that's out there that just, they just don't want to make new games for because, GTA was doing so well. They just wanted to continue to get that online thing going. And with the online situation with GTA, it kind of pushed everything to the side. It almost got to a point where Red Dead Redemption 2 was almost an afterthought at some point because GTA was everything to them. So that's basically what you got in that sense. But at the end of the day, this is what you got. Borderlands 4, Mafia is going to be coming out. GTA 6 is delayed. And at the end of the day, this is what it is. And it's cool. I mean, I don't look at this game to be a game to be saving the industry. The industry don't need saving, in my opinion. There's a lot of good games out here that you can play and for a pretty solid price, and you can keep it moving. Expedition 33 is absolutely fantastic. South of Midnight is an underrated game. A lot of people don't want to play it because of Sweet Baby Inc. I get it, but it's actually a pretty good game. Oblivion just been remastered. You got other games out here that's out there that I can't name right now, but you got a lot of games that are out here that are like killing it. They're literally killing it. So my thing is, why not go and look at those other games instead of worrying about one game that's not going to be out until a year from now? Why are you waiting for that? Try Borderlands 4, try Mafia the Old Country, try some of these upcoming games that are out. But I will say this, don't try these games at $80. This is something that we don't need to do. These games are absolutely ridiculous in price. But, the problem is with that is I don't think some of these games are worth the $80. It's not the fact that they are $80. There's some games that just I don't feel that are worth $80. Like I remember when The Last of Us 2 came out. I didn't buy the top tier edition. I bought like the middle tier because it's like a standard. Then there's like a deluxe edition. Then there's like a deluxe, like a super deluxe edition that came out or something. I bought the middle version, and at the time I think that was like it came out of like $84.99 or something like it was like $85 something like that. But I feel like it was well worth it. So my thing is, that I felt like I got my money's worth. There's a lot of games out here you may feel that you can get your money's worth if you just decide to pick up the game and if it works for you. But for games to be across the board $80, I don't think that's a good idea. I think this is something that that it shouldn't be tolerated, in my opinion. Let me cut down my light because I think I was looking like really bright on the screen, right? Like my face was like super white. So yeah, that looks much better. Okay, so this is the thing. I'm going to come up with a list of things to do so you can get through these expensive times because there's a lot going on here. And I'm going to put this on the screen as well so I can start typing. Bring up my whiteboard again because I haven't used this in a minute, right? It's been a while since I used this. Where is it? Window. Here we go. All right, there we go. Boom. There we go. All right, so we're going to talk about this. I'm going to come up with a list of things that I feel that we need to do to combat this gaming. What should I call this? How to inexpensive. I can't spell. Yeah, sorry. Expensive gaming. Expensive gaming. Go on. There we go. All right, so we're going to put up some stuff. First thing I think you should do: how to survive in this expensive gaming realm. You got a lot of stuff going on right now. You have prices that are extremely too high. And to be honest, if you have not come up with some type of collection, or if you don't have any games, or if you're kind of in a tough spot. Somebody like me, I am kind of glad that I do have like all of these consoles. I have all these games. I'm not necessarily inclined to go out and buy an $80 game. I'm not inclined to play the next big game because I have a great backlog, which I don't have a backlog. I have like 4 or 5 games that I need to finish, but I can pull any game off the shelf and I don't have to worry about just having a console over here that's about to die or a console over here that's collecting dust because I've played everything and I'm looking for the next game to play, but the next game to play is like $80-something. So that's something that I'm thankful I don't have to deal with. So I'm in a good spot. But one thing that a lot of people can learn from is people like me, because people like me are the ones that have actually took the time and put pricing to the forefront when you are a game collector. When you collect games, when you buy a lot of games, you really put that aspect of you know gaming into consideration. You just don't buy stuff just to buy it. You look at a price, see if it's worth it, price the point, you do that and it works. So I'm going to say the first thing you need to do if how to survive do this thing is buy. This is pretty much simple. But first, I'm gonna put this because this is the important thing. That's number one. This is a hobby you need to save for. Save for this hobby if you want to survive in this, world of gaming. Put money aside so you can enjoy this hobby. Don't be buying stuff when you're at your last, bit of money or when you don't necessarily have money to spend. Or you do have money to spend, but that is necessarily it could go to other things, or you have money to spend and you don't want to break end up being broke, spending all your money on this hobby. Dumb down a little bit and buy less or buy cheaper. There's some games out there that are out there that you could buy used, which that's going to be a part of this list. There's games out here that you can find in other places where they're brand new games, but you find them for discounts or whatever. So first and foremost, you need to save for this hobby. Save for it. Do not buy games just because you got a little bit of money. Do not do that. Number two, look for deals and discounts. When you look for deals and discounts, even with brand new games, there are some places where games are brand new, but they still are at a discount. Like you can find some games that they may be $80 or $70 one place. You go online, you may find a digital for $10, $15 cheaper. I think this was the case when I did a video about this. Assassin's Creed Shadows. That game you could have found that game on Xbox for like I think it was like 15 or 20% off as soon as it was released. And there's other games that are like that once they are released when they come out. So the thing about that is just go out and look for deals and discounts, even on brand new stuff. You don't have to wait until these games are necessarily out for a while. Even with some places now, you can, depends on where you go, you can like go and find a deal on a console. Depends on what you buy out of the store. I know like Best Buy and Target. I don't know about Walmart. I think Walmart do this, but there's some times where if you go into Best Buy, if you buy a certain item, like say if you're looking for a TV or if you're looking for something else that they sell in Best Buy, maybe they have a deal like if you buy this certain item, you can buy a console for like 20-30% off. Or you can find games like that. You can find places where they have buy one get one free or buy one get one for $5. Or like I know GameStop does this where you can buy a whole bunch of games like 4 for $20. So you don't necessarily have to buy like these games like right away. But we're going to talk about that in a second. What else I was going to say? Number three, look for deals and discounts. What else you can do how to survive in this industry? Those two are like one of the two main things, but there's other stuff you can do, like I ain't gonna say retro. I'll say non-traditional. All right, so you could go to secondhand places or non-traditional game stores. Now, when I say secondhand places, Those are your flea markets. Those are your thrift shops. Those are your I ain't gonna say retro game store. I'll say non-traditional game store, like a game store that sells newer products. Like there's a store like right up the street from where I live. They do retro games, but they also sell brand new games as well. They have like a mixture of both. And I wouldn't be surprised. Like those games that go there, they probably won't be $80 games. Even if they are, they won't. If they have to sell them at $80, you're probably gonna have a situation where they may not have the game day one, but give it about a week or two, or 2 weeks, maybe a month, they'll have the same game, but it'll be cheaper. Because the one thing about these games, a lot of these games aren't going to hold their price anyway. So because of the fact that it's a lot of people ain't going to be buying these games at 80. Probably in a couple of weeks, these games will be cheaper. Wait. This is very important. Wait. A lot of people don't like to wait. People don't like to buy. They want to buy games like right now. Like for me, I could look at a game and I'll be like, hey, for me, I want to get Garrow. I ain't gonna say Garrow. It's not Garrow, Mark of the Wolves. Fate of Fury, City of the Wolves. I want to get that right now. But I sat back. I said, you know what? I'm going to wait for a second. I'm going to wait. The reason why I'm going to wait is because the reason I want to wait is because I want to see what the bug fixes are, if they have any. I want to see what everybody else is doing, see if the game is pretty solid first, and then I'll go out and get it. And I don't mind getting it at full price after that. But if I really wasn't that interested in the game, I'll wait for the price drop to maybe about $40 or $50. So I mean, and it doesn't take long for some of these games to drop. You go to GameStop all the time, you'll find some of these games that are like $79.99, $69.99, and you wait about a month later, they're down like $49.99, or sometimes they're even down to $39.99. They have like a little sale. Now, I'll do you one even better. If you do have a backlog, like Doc Type has, he says, let me tell you about my backlog. I literally just took the wrapping off of Cyberpunk and loaded it. So he finally got around to Cyberpunk 5 years later. So, so it's like, that's crazy. But this is the thing, right? If you don't have to buy that game right away, wait a year. That $80 game that's coming out, or that console that's $699 or $600 or $599, you wait a year, that same console will probably be damn near, 40 or 30% cheaper. That game, definitely the game is going to be, that game will probably be like $19.99 in a year. And that's pushing it. And it might be even cheaper if you go to GameStop, buy it used. So wait for the price drop or buy used. So you don't have to be in a situation where, oh my God, these games are expensive. I don't know what to do. Sometimes it's going to take discipline, and this is going to have to take patience. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. A lot of this stuff I got back here, a lot of this stuff I got over here, all these consoles that I picked up, it was based off of patience and discipline. Now, there's some consoles I bought day one. My original Xbox, I bought that day one. My PlayStation 2, I bought that day one. No, I take that back. Not my PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 1, I bought day one. My GameCube, I waited a year. The Dreamcast, I bought day one. I'm trying to think. Anything else over here I bought day one. My PlayStation 3, I bought that day one. But like the PS5, I was lucky somebody sold me their PS5, so I didn't even have to go buy that. Somebody was like, hey, I got one, yada, 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 here you go. I bought it, and that was, absolutely a fantastic deal. I'm glad I got it. And then you turn around with my Xbox Series. I made a whole video about the Xbox Series. I bought that last year, and that came, like I said, the console came out in 2020. I just waited. And the thing about it is, when I bought my Xbox Series, I think my Xbox Series at the time, it was brand new, but I think I paid like $349 of, I think it was $399 when I paid for my Xbox Series X. And because I just waited and I saw a deal and I went out and got it. So this is what I'm talking about. Just wait. Be patient. Everybody might be out there playing certain games or whatever. And if the game that you really want, go get it. Like if you really want to play with others and you think it's worth the money, get it. But these games, if you have to think about it, then you need to wait. If you just got the impulse saying, hell, I know, I feel it, that I got this money, I'm going to buy it, this is what I want, go get it. But if you got to hesitate just for a little bit, wait. Wait and buy the game used. I'm trying to think what else, how to survive in this. Number 5. Probably do like maybe like 7 of these. I don't know. Go back and buy the consoles that you used to have. If you never had it before, this is an excellent time to go pick up some retro stuff right now with these prices going up. Go pick up a PS3. Go pick up an Xbox 360. Go pick up an Xbox One. Go pick a PS4 Pro up. You know, if you even want to go further back, pick up a console from back then and start picking up games from them. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of these games that are out right now, man, I'm telling you, they're really good games that you probably never really played, and you're probably gonna go back and start to learn about some of these older games. Because a lot of these older games are like really, really good. And some of them even good enough to go back and play. I'm gonna tell you what I did, because I did a video, I did a live stream last week when I did a tour room. I did a tour room live stream when I showed everything in the room. I was so excited about me keeping my retro stuff because the price is going up in games or whatever the case. I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad I got these games so I don't have to go out and try to buy this new stuff. I put all my older stuff back on my CRT over here, and I was playing Sega Genesis for the last like 2 or 3 hours before I came on live. And it doesn't cease to, it never ceases to amaze me how great an old console like that from 1988 is still that good. And, I just don't even think about it. Find a console that you like and just start collecting for it. If you feel like this gaming stuff is getting out of hand, it's kind of crazy the way it is. Number 6, let's see what should be, because I think all of this right here so far is actually really good. Picking up this stuff and going by these 4 or 5 things that I put down. I guess I had to think about something that I would do if I was in this situation, how to survive in this game. Oh, I know, I got one. And y'all should have known this was coming. Build a PC. This is another one. Like I have my PC right here. It's just an alternative to all the other stuff I have in here. But building a PC is absolutely a great idea to continue to pick up, your gaming. One thing about PC, these $80 games, and all of this other stuff going on, is not going to be a thing on PC. Trust me, day one, you definitely can buy games at much cheaper prices when these games first release. They're rarely a situation where you'll find a game that's, top price for a game and it stays that way. Steam has sales 2 or 3 times a year. And if you're really paying attention, they have them more than that. But the initial significant sales 2 or 3 times a year. Yeah. And if you look at number 6, you can go right back and do number 4. Absolutely. It's absolutely. After number 6, do number 4. Build one and wait for price drops. Absolutely. See number 4. That's absolutely. So 6 and 7 basically go hand in hand. And that's how you do it. Like with me, I have a whole bunch of games on my PC because of Steam sales, some stuff that I haven't even finished yet. Or I have in some games I haven't even started yet because you get like I'll say for instance like um the Tomb Raider trilogy, Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I got all three of those games for like I think matter of fact it wasn't those yeah I got all three of those games for probably about $19.99. It came in a bundle for PC on Steam. It was a sale. And now there are other Lara Croft games that's out there, like the first trilogy, the Angel of Darkness, um, Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3, the old ones from the game the PlayStation days, the real old one. Angel of Darkness, Legend, Last Revelation. All of those came in a bundle with I think it was like around the release of the first the Tomb Raider 2013. It was a release of that. So they came out with this bundle where you can get all the Lara Crofts. Even you can get Temple of Oris and the other one that came out like the isometric one. I bought all those for like $30. And that was like it came out to be like maybe like 15. It had to be like somewhere between 15 or 12 or 15 games. But I think it was like $30, or it could have been $20. I can't remember. But you can get a bunch of deals on PC. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, this is another thing that I will say I'm not a big fan of, but I know people do it and it's cool. I don't recommend trying to emulate like the newer stuff and don't mess with Nintendo. Leave Nintendo alone. They would try to sue anybody. They're ridiculous. But you can emulate some of these consoles instead of just buying retro. Or you can buy retro and use them on an emulator on a PC after you build one. So there are, things that you can do to get around this game and where you can, play these games. Also, official emulation. Let's talk about that for a second. Official emulation, just say like you buy a PlayStation 3. Well, what did you just do when you bought a PlayStation 3? Well, if you have the regular or the more up to date PS3, you have a PlayStation 1. I don't know if it's official emulation with PS1 right now. I think it's still real hardware in the PS3, but hey, you know what I mean. If you got a fat PS3, you can play PS2 and PS1 games. Depends on what fat PS3 you have. Now, if you have a PS3 that has everything and you can still go online with it, you can go through official emulation as far as PlayStation Classics, PS2 Classics. What if they have some other PS3 games that are on there, some arcade titles. Even if you're lucky, which I don't know if you can do this anymore, you probably can, but it's a workaround. You can get even PC Engine games on your PS3 if you have a Japanese account. So there's ways to get official emulation. Go to the Xbox side, Xbox 360. If you get an Xbox 360, well, you can play original Xbox games on that. So you can have official emulation there. Buy a Wii. You can play GameCube games in most cases if you got the right Wii. If you have a Switch, you can go through official emulation with all the stuff they got on their Nintendo shop. So you can go that route. And those games aren't $80 games. Even with the Switch 1 right now, which in my opinion is a console that should be definitely sought after at this point after the Switch 2 debacle. The Switch 1, you can double back and get some games off of there. And even with the Wii U, all these type of things, you can mod your stuff and do all that other stuff. So yes, absolutely. Nintendo will cut off your electricity, emulate, and let your kids go home. Yeah, absolutely. Stay away from that stuff, man. I like playing on real hardware. I like doing all this stuff official. I full disclosure, I do have the emulators on my PC, but I rarely use them. I don't even think I have. I know I have some ROMs on a hard drive somewhere around here. That is probably it's somewhere around. I don't know. but I have some ROMs for some of the emulators, but I don't have them on my PC because I don't even, I rarely use them. So it's not on it. I need the space anyway. So yeah. I will say, let's see, save up for this hobby, look for deals, secondhand places, go there, or non-traditional game stores. Wait for the price to drop or buy used. Buy retro, yes, retro, build a PC. After you do number 6, do number 4. Or you can emulate consoles or use official emulation. I'm trying to think anything else I could think of. I can't think of anything else I would like to use for that. I think these rules, all 8 of them will work for you. You know, because I mean, it doesn't have to be a situation where you feel like you're priced out of gaming. You can still game and find really good deals or find really good games, whether it be like this right here. You can look for deals and discounts on brand new stuff. Just look around long enough. Secondhand places, like say for instance, secondhand places, your flea markets, your swap meets, your what's the place called where everybody get a convention? You can find games there. Non-traditional game stores, like the traditional game store is your what's the place called? Your GameStops, the play and trades, the ones that are like nationwide chains. I think it's like 4 or 5 play and trades still out there now. But I still consider that as a traditional game store. The non-traditional ones are your mom and pop spots, your retro game stores, like the one I talked about before, the Software Seconds, Firefly in Columbia, Killer Finds here in Atlanta area, Infinite Games here in the Atlanta area, your Second in Charles. I found that's a non-traditional game store. I'm trying to think any other ones I can think of off the top of my head. There's another place that's down there in Columbia, South Carolina, I like to go to. And there's another place in Savannah, Georgia, I like to go to. There's a couple of places in Alabama, and I live probably about a good hour from the Alabama border. I need to go into Alabama and see what stuff they have in their secondhand stores or their retro game stores, because I just like going to those places. And I've been to Alabama a few times, but I haven't been to any of the game stores in Alabama. So that's going to be a move at some point. Another thing I want to do, maybe I could do that this week, not this week, but this year. I want to go down to Florida and go to the Jacksonville flea market. And I seen when we went on a cruise, they have a flea market in Daytona. I want to go to those 2 flea markets because I know the Jacksonville flea market is huge. I've been to the Jacksonville flea market before. It's huge down there. So I want to go to Jacksonville flea market, and I want to go to the Daytona one. So those are 2 flea markets I haven't been to. Well, I haven't been to Daytona one ever. So those places I want to go to. Wait for price drops. Just wait in general. You know, just wait. You'll be amazed what you can find if you wait a month before another game comes out. You'll be surprised. Or wait a month after the game comes out. Some of these games are like dirt cheap, like right away. And I don't think a lot of these games that are coming out at $80, they're going to stay $80 for a long time. They're going to be ready to drop the prices quick. So wait. By retro, I highly recommend everybody to try to get at least one retro console. If you're a gamer, get at least one and buy some games for it. I think you really will like it. I also recommend, build a PC. One thing about a PC, you can buy a mini PC, you can build a big PC, you can get used parts, you can get new parts, which the new parts are going through the same thing we're going through right now with these other consoles. But you can get all that stuff, build a PC and, have fun with the games that you buy on Steam, GOG, Epic, Green Man Gaming, Instant Gaming, all these other places, CD keys, they have all that stuff. So that's a good place to go. After number 6, do number 4. Once you build that PC, You can wait or buy used. Definitely you'll be able to wait for a price drop when once you build that PC and get on Steam. I'm gonna look right now. I'm gonna look on Steam right now and just see if they got anything going on. Let's see. Let me see if I can pull this up. I want y'all to see this real quick. Let's see if y'all can see this real quick. I don't know if this even show. Yeah. I just pulled up Steam right here. Look, EA is having an 85% off sale right now. And they have an 85% off sale right now. As soon as I pulled up Steam, I mean, just look at this. It Takes Two, an excellent game, 65% off. Battlefield 2042, $5. Jedi Survivor, 80% off. Battlefront 2. I don't know why people still playing that, but it's $7.99. Command and Conquer, $6.96. Battlefield 5, the definitive edition, is $2.49. I mean, come on. Come on. You can't even get that at that price in the store right now. 95% off. Need for Speed Unbound, $9.79. Titanfall 2, $4.49. I mean, you can't look at that. I mean, dirt cheap, 85% off. This is the stuff that's coming soon. Madden 26, nobody cares. None of these are on sale. Need for Speed Deluxe Edition, $6.99. Why Dirt 5 is not on sale is beyond me. This game should be dirt cheap. I don't know why it is at $60. That got to be a typo with the rest of them. Need for Speed Payback, $7.99. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, $5.99. Need for Speed, what is this? Need for Speed 2020? I can't remember when this came out. Let me see, when did this come out? When did this release? 2016. Okay, so it's Need for Speed 2016. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, so it popped. Okay, here we go. $7.49, $9.79, $4.99. This is the Dead Space. This is the Dead Space definitive edition. I mean, remaster. $14.99. Both of these Battlefields, 1 and 4, $1.99. It's like ridiculous. Battlefield 4 is a great game. Great game. Paradise Remastered, $4.99. This is why you should build a PC, y'all. Seriously. Battlefield 2040 just talked about that. Mirror's Edge, Catalyst, $6.99. Command & Conquer, $4.99. Dragon Age The Veilguard, that didn't come out too long ago. It's $30 now. Andromeda is $7.99. Wild Hearts, I heard that game was actually pretty good. $10.49. The original Mass Effect, $5.99. These are old Mass Effect 3, $5.99. Dang, Jade Empire is on PC. I didn't even know this was on PC. I got this on original Xbox. All right, let's see what else we got. Talked about Jedi Survivor. Look at it. They're basically giving. Oh, that's the expansion bundle. Okay, $14.99. Okay. The Masters. This is an excellent game for $13. Excellent game for $13. Grid Auto on Grid Legends, $17. All right, that's enough. Y'all get the picture. Y'all see what I'm saying. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about. These games are like dirt cheap, man. What are we doing here? Seriously, what are we doing? But I think that'd be it, man. I'm about to get up here on this hour. I want to get out of here. I think I said enough. Thanks to everybody who's been coming through. I want to pull this up one more time so we can see this one more time. Where is it? These are the things you should do, in my opinion, to survive in this expensive games. Look for, save up, look for deals, go to secondhand places, non-traditional game stores. Be patient and wait. Buy retro, build a PC. After you build a PC, go back and wait. Or emulate consoles and use official emulation. I think that's the best way to go, in my opinion. You don't have to be extremely terrified about based on what's going on with these prices. It's not the end of the world. So always find a way to game. I'm glad I got what I have. I don't have to deal with that. If you have one console and you're struggling right now, I would say at least buy another console, buy one more, and start collecting for it. Trust me, it will be great. But if you don't have the money for it, do number one: save up, save. If you really love this hobby, you will save. But I'm gonna get up out of here. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the rest of your night. It is 10:35. I'm gonna get up out of here. I gotta get up in the morning and go see some family. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys so much. Thanks to everybody who came through, liked the video. Thank you, Doc Type. Have a good night and have a good weekend. Appreciate the stream. Hey, I appreciate you coming through. I really do appreciate it. I really do. And I'm gonna get out of here. All right, y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. I'll see y'all on the next one. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.